Number 10 is a big department with the garden as an extension of the office, which has been in constant use because of the role of fresh air in stopping the virus. And when I went into that garden just after 6 on the 20th of May 2020 to thank groups of staff before going back into my office 25 minutes later to continue working, I believed implicitly that this was a work event.
You have got to be kidding. The email inviting 100 Downing Street staff says, "We thought it would be nice to make the most of the lovely weather and have some socially distanced drinks in the number 10 garden this evening. Please join us from 6 p.m. and bring your own booze." This is what Hannah White, the Deputy Director, Institute for Government, had to say about the email.
I think it's true to say that it's extremely unlikely he could have invited 100 people to a party in the Downing Street garden without the assent of the Prime Minister.
This is what law professor Adam Wagner had to say.
At that time, it was illegal for a person to be outside of the place they were living without a reasonable excuse. And that reasonable excuse could include where they needed to work. But as we can see from the email, this doesn't look a lot like work.
For the Prime Minister to try and wriggle out of this by saying,
I thought it was a work event.
It's beyond ludicrous, as Keir Starmer pointed out.
His defence that he didn't realise he was at a party. It is so ridiculous that it's actually offensive to the British public.
Boris Johnson has repeatedly said all rules imposed by his government during lockdown were observed in Downing Street.
Was it a party where the guidelines were followed, or was it not a party?
I can tell you that the guidelines were followed at all times.
Well, did you investigate that yourself? Have you satisfied yourself that
I have satisfied myself that the guidelines were followed. I can understand how infuriating it must be to think that the people who have been setting the rules have not been following the rules, Mr. Speaker, because I was also furious to see that clip. I can tell you that I certainly break no rules.
Also remember this. As The Independent pointed out, police fined more than 800 people for breach of COVID rules in the week of the Downing Street party.